Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an excellent day today. Well, in this video, we got a little bit of a random shootout for you guys. We're gonna see which electric guitar has the best acoustic guitar tone. So yes, we've got a piezo pickup shootout. Should be a lot of fun. We've got 3 different guitars with 3 different piezo pickup systems. So let's compare them and see what we got. All right, you guys, let's quickly take a look at the 3 guitars with the 3 different piezo systems that we have in today's comparison. Now, guitar number 1 is this very beautiful Schecter C1EA. And the EA just means electric/acoustic. And on the Schecter here, we have the Fishman power bridge. So if we take a close-up look at that, you can see each one of the saddles has its own pickup. And when we really zoom in, you can see it's just kind of sandwiching on either side of the string. So this is the Schecter, and this one has the Fishman power bridge. And this is the least expensive guitar in our comparison. If you want to know the full demo, I'll link to it above where we go through all the tones. This guitar has a lot of tones. It's got the humbuckers, it's got the coil splits, and it's got the piezo with the full blending. And I gotta say, this guitar has a volume and a tone for the piezo. It's the only guitar in the comparison that has a separate tone control for the piezo, which is actually kind of handy because they can be quite bright and quite crisp, as you guys know. So anyway, very versatile guitar. If you want to check it out, just follow that link and you can see the full review. Now, guitar number 2 is this PRS SE Hollow Body 2. Now, whereas the Schecter was a semi-hollow design with the Fishman power bridge, here we've got a true hollow body design with an LR Bag system. And when we take a close-up look at this bridge, you can also notice it's a wraparound bridge. So the strings go in, on the pickup side, wrapped around the bridge and through the saddles. And when we look at a really close-up view of the saddles, you can see they look slightly different than the Fishman power bridge, a little bit thinner, maybe more low-profile look. So anyway, we've got LR Bags versus Fishman. Should be a good comparison. And guitar number 3 is this RELISH Mary 1. And when we take a close-up look at this bridge, it looks like something is missing, and that's because this guitar has the Graphtec Ghost piezo system. So when you look at a close-up view of the saddle, well, it looks like any other saddle. So it's kind of like a hidden feature, hence the Ghost name. So we've got Fishman power bridge, we've got the Ghost piezo system here, and we've got the LR Bags in the PRS. So 3 very different systems. Should be a lot of fun. Let's find out which of these electric guitars sounds most like an acoustic. Now, if you guys want more information on these guitars beyond the piezo systems, I will link to them in the video description below. You guys can check out all the specs there. Other than that, we're going to be plugging these guitars into my acoustic amp with identical settings, obviously, from the acoustic amp into my audio interface. Let's start off with a little finger picking and see what each guitar system sounds like. Well, so far each one has its own unique flavor. Now let's try some basic strumming. I think this is something that would get used a lot on an electric guitar with a piezo system. So let's see what each one sounds like. All right, now let's rock some old school blues and see what that sounds like. finally, let's try some bar chords further up the neck and see what the piezo pickups sound like in that region of the guitars. So here are my final thoughts on these three guitars and their piezo systems. Let's start off with the Relish Mary 1 and the Graphtec Ghost piezo. Love the looks of this because you can't tell it's there. So it's very understated, and even if you looked closely at this guitar, you wouldn't know it has a piezo system until you flick a switch and you suddenly hear an acoustic guitar. So very, very cool that way. Tonally, I found this one to be the chimiest and the brightest of the bunch. So lots of high end. You have a separate volume here for your piezo pickup and a toggle to select just the magnetics, both, or just the piezo. That's right here. And there is a little revoice here too. So if you pop out the volume, you can actually kind of revoice the piezo system. So it makes it a little bit more versatile. But that's the Graphtec Ghost. Now moving on to the PRS and the LR Bag system. This is the simplest of the bunch because there is no toggle, there's no revoicing. It's just simply a volume. If you want your piezo on, you dial up the volume. If you want it just the piezo, you turn off the volume on your magnetic pickups. And if you want to blend, you just sort of blend them together. So very simple system, just one volume. Now in terms of the tone, I found this one to have the most low end and the most mids. So I thought it sounded really good and overall quite balanced. But yeah, compared to the others, lots of lows, lots of mids. And finally, onto the Schecter and the Fishman Power Bridge. I found this guitar to be the most balanced overall. Lots of lows, mids, and highs. Lots of shimmery high, but without too much bite. I actually like that because I didn't find it too like ice picky or attacky or whatever, which can always be a problem with piezo systems. So love that. Love the fact that there is a tone, as I mentioned before. So you got a separate volume and separate tone for your piezos, which is really great. And then like the Relish, you've got a toggle here. So just the piezos, blend them, or just the magnetic pickups. So lots of options here, lots of tonal possibilities, and I think it sounded great. Now, of course, none of these piezo systems can even come close to the tone of a nice acoustic guitar and a high-end condenser microphone. But that being said, that's not really what they're designed for. They're designed for ease of use. They're designed for, interesting hybrid tones as you mix and match them with the magnetic pickups. And of course, they're designed for live performance, where you can't have a really sensitive condenser microphone on stage with all the other noises going on. But when it comes to like recording in the studio, of course, an acoustic guitar and a mic will sound much better. Heck, even the piezo pickups on a really nice acoustic, to me, don't sound nearly as nice as miking it up. So bear that in mind. This isn't a true acoustic guitar, replacement, but it does offer some really interesting tones, and it's awesome for, playing live. It's awesome for blending tones and, just having a more versatile guitar. So let me know in the comments below which piezo system you guys thought sounded the best, the Fishman, the LR Bags, or the Graphtec Ghost. Other than that, all the gear I used will be down in the video description below. T-shirt store will be there, tab store, all that stuff as well. Other than that, have yourself a fantastic day.